This project was very much about designing the games with the young people that potentially could be using them in the future, but also allowing young people to be involved in a project where they knew that they would be helping other young people that are facing the same issues and situation as themselves. So it was very much more about the process of the game's design rather than actually the game at the end.
We've engaged with young people to unleash their creative potential in developing games which are specifically aimed at their needs to develop their creativity, their communication and their employment skills, as well as their digital skills.
Both the games and the framework, they have been used with users with intellectual disabilities, migrants and people with emotional difficulties. So it's a broad framework that it can be adapted to young people's needs, abilities and willpower at the same time.
It is a very powerful tool to enhance employability skills, life skills, and first of all re-engagement of children at risk of being disengaged from formal education paths.
Anybody can play the games, but specifically within this project we're looking at re-engaging young people who've dropped out of vocational training and education or who are at risk of early school leaving.
Once we'd spoken to the schools and we'd got access to the young people, what we did, we approached it from a point of view of this is your opportunity to get your voice out there. This is your opportunity to tell us as adults what the issues are, so that then that can be used to design games, develop games that you will have an input on, but will then be used across the country and actually across Europe as well.
The main thing we did is conduct workshops with the children and with their teachers, developing games and all the procedures and the methodology from the very beginning, the very first steps until the end, the production of their brand new game. Both students and teachers were differently involved and they couldn't believe to reach the target. I think it proved it is a powerful tool.
It's something I've never come across before. I've only recently started doing the work on this neat project, but I think around employability, those particular games will be beneficial in helping young adult carers think about their skills and what skills are needed by employers.
We have been working with the partnership and the whole network a lot in projects, so we have been already familiar with this concept of education and engaging people of any types of difficulties, etc. in the education domain. So when we first got the idea from the Nottingham Trent University, we thought, oh, that's a very good opportunity for us to develop our social skills, because as a company we want to have some social perspective in order to sell it to our customers. And of course it's interesting as a business for us, because developing tools for education is always a market that has been important.
The process with the partners has been brilliant. Everyone's worked really well together. It's been really interesting and fascinating to see that sometimes you think that the problems that you face in the UK no one else is facing, but actually those issues are just as prevalent in Italy, in Greece, in Cyprus. But also that unique spin on it that each country puts on how to deal with those issues. And I think it's been a motivator for the young people we've been working with as well, knowing that actually some of their work is not only going to stay in the UK, but it's going to be used across Europe as well.
We are very happy to be in the company of well-educated individuals. All partners are great at what they're doing, and the The main thing is that this project is about a meaningful framework of motivating young people into education and game design as well.
What I expect when working in projects is a reliability and a good quality of the outcomes. I want to be able to rely on co-workers, and I get this from the team of Nottingham Trent University. I'm happy for that.
I think we've complemented each other's skills in terms of computer scientists, people who are expert at working with user groups, and young people themselves to co-develop games which suit their learning needs and their abilities, especially for young people who've been finding it difficult or struggle in traditional school settings.
From our point of view, we will now be really spending the next few months talking to as many people as we can, talking to strategic partners, those organisations and individuals that work within the networks where these products are going to be used. So it could be carers projects, it could be career services, the local job centre are interested in talking to us, so it gets it out across the whole of the job centres to look at youth unemployment and how games can be used as a way of engaging young people firstly, and then secondly allowing them to explore the issues that they face.
We can immediately go, even with these prototypes, we can immediately go to teachers and let them decide whether they like it or not, and work with them further on actually deploying the tools in their everyday working environments.
The hopes for the project after the end of the official project period would be for people to use the games that we've developed, but to take on the co-design methodology. Our co-design methodology supports young people in developing games for themselves. It's a series of workshops where they look at game narratives, they develop the game media themselves, which might be the audio, the video, any of the graphics they're using. They use simple tools like Game Maker or the Aris platform or Kodu and code the games themselves. So we're hopefully moving people away from just playing games to making games for themselves, and that develops their digital skills, their communicational skills, their group problem solving skills, and hopefully advances them to further employment, but also addresses their confidence and self-esteem as well.